Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's been a while, pretty busy December with Forbes and this workshop here in Japan. January with the family is not finished yet, but yeah, I'm back because I want to talk with you about a special lens, the Astrhori 28mm f13 macro 2:1. So this lens, it's a probe lens, and probe lens means this. There is this long probe that is going to be attached to the main body of the lens itself. And the good point of this lens by Astrhori is that it focuses to infinite. That means I wanted to challenge myself to do some street photography with a probe lens. Yes, it sounds weird because usually this version, the 90-degree one, as well as the one that is straight, it's usually used for video and macro photography. I'm pretty sure you saw lots of interesting videos where the camera just go back or front and in between lots of objects, and that's because usually they use this kind of lens. And I said, well, let's give it a try, let's do something different, and let's take some pictures on the street. I did all of this with a Sony 7 Alpha Mark I. Nothing special, nothing fancy. I even actually made a mistake at the beginning because I chose a really low resolution. Luckily, I recognized later the problem. But yeah, I enjoyed the lens so much, even if it's extremely hard to use. But let's see how is the setup. First things first, what we find in the case. I really like the idea that the lens like this is coming in a case. We have the lens in two parts, the main body and the probe. Then we have a cable because the probe, as you probably have noticed here, it has an LED. Now you attach the USB-C here and this one on an external battery, because unfortunately you can't power this in any other way than an external battery. A power bank for your mobile phone, it's enough. Interesting for macro, not for street photography. You get then two pouch to put your lens. I actually don't know why, because the case itself, it's really good and sturdy, but yeah. And then you got in this case we have an extra cap. I don't know if it's just an error to have two. For your info, I got this for testing purpose only. I will send it back. But yeah, that's all for what you get in the box. The box is not too big. It's like half of my arm. So not big size, so it's okay. But let's say how to mount the lens to the body of the camera. As usual, nothing special on the first part. You align the dots, and if I can find the dots here, align the dots and turn it based on which type of camera you have, and you have the main body of the lens, the main part attached. Now, the second one, the probe, in my opinion, is the most difficult to actually attach. I always find some problem to properly close it and attach to the lens. So there is a lock mechanism here that once you remove the cap, if I can remove the cap, okay, as you can see, it should lock the lens in. But now, how to put, which of the direction to put the probe, because it's not specified anywhere. I usually found that there is an R here. I try to put the R in front of me, so on the top of the camera, and then lock the lens. Let me do here and show you. And it works. There is actually inside, and that's probably, and I just noticed now, but good to share with you. I actually really struggle because I didn't notice that at the beginning inside there is a screw that will match one of the segment, the open segment here on the probe. You simply have to match the two and then lock it and ready to go. Now, when you take picture, it's actually hard because you have this long probe that is not always facing in the right direction, but luckily you can spin the lens as you prefer. This will allow you to face front, in this case the camera, but actually taking 90 degrees on my left, down, right, up, just spinning it. It's useful if you use, if your camera let you understand if the lens is actually horizontally fixed or not, but except that you may struggle a little bit, I have to admit that. But what I like it's fun, is that even if I'm pointing, in this case, through the camera, actually I'm taking something else. And that's fun because if I find some subjects that are interesting, but I don't want to catch their attention, this type of camera is great, is a great solution. It's also really nice when you have to shoot really down, because you simply use this way and you can go all the way down till the level of the ground, and it's easy, so you don't need in any case to go on the street. Yes, you may say, okay, put another lens and then just lift the screen. Yeah, but not all cameras has a screen like this, right? So, and this is for any E-mount, so I feel like it's a nice solution. Same as if you want to take something in front of you on top, you can use this type of setting. Just put your screen this way instead of go all the way up. I feel like it's a more convenient approach. And you are like in a submarine style, but yeah, it's good. It's fun. Again, it's fun. I use this one, I repeat, in a situation where it's not really supposed to, street photography. I practically focus always at infinite, as it said, and as you could see in the picture here, not always actually was in focus. It seems it was, but it wasn't. Aperture wise goes from 13 to 40, and despite try to change as much as possible, I felt like I would be able to shoot it in focus because my aperture was this value. No, not really. So it's a pity. But again, this was a challenge. So with that in mind, we weren't too much worried on the results itself. Funny part is that this lens actually, the probe part, could be even submerged. I tried it. It's fun. Again, it can give you a different perspective, a different opportunity to shoot. So it's always definitely welcome. Remember, just this part of the probe. The other part of the lens, no. So don't mess it. A funny thing, while walking, not just people are looking at you while you have this weird thing, is that actually they thought it could be, I don't know, a gun or something. So it was a little bit weird in some situation because, especially when you are on the train, you tend to keep it this way. That seems like a gun, but it's not. It's a lens. Absolutely no violence. I'm against any type of guns and stuff like that. But it was fun the way that people were actually looking at me. Well, that's all for me for today. It's the main purpose of this video was to show the lens before I need to send it back and try something different, because I'm not that type of videographer that use this lens in the way that is actually using usually for commercial. I saw that as a main one, but it was fun to try something unusual, and really happy to have this chance. Would I buy the lens? Yes, if I was that type of videographer. So if I had to take lots of commercial product item and put a little bit of movement in the video itself, for sure. Especially because from a price perspective is extremely affordable if you consider the type of lens. And for your info, I will leave the link in the description down below if you are interested in purchase it. But from a street photographer perspective, no, it's not usable. Starting from the sides, it's actually too big and doesn't really allow, from a street photography perspective, again, I repeat, the capability to have too much flexibility on what you want to take. It's good because with a 28mm, it's really wide, so I like this focal length for street photography perspective. But again, it wasn't done for being used as a street photography lens, but I enjoyed. I use it, I think, 4 times, and it was fun, definitely. Okay. Well, that's all for me for today. Let me know in the comments down below if you have this lens or the other model that Astrhori is actually producing, and what's the main usage that you're doing. Are you focusing macro photography, being this macro lens? Are you challenging it for street photography, or I don't know, portrait, or whatever you want to? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm really curious to read what you're using the lens for. And as usual, till next time, stay click. Bye.